Your 2-6 New England Patriots were visiting the 1-6 Titans yesterday afternoon.
We had the broadcast team of all broadcast teams in this game. This was fantastic.
I had heard of the color analyst.
Mark Schlereth.
Yeah, Mark Schlereth, I know. Who's the play-by-play guy?
Jason Benetti, who is better known as the TV voice of your Detroit Tigers. He was he's one of those guys that fills in occasionally.
Did you see?
Never heard of him.
I know.
They called Schlereth something because he used to pee himself in his uniform. Stink. Yeah.
So even Scott Zolak said on the broadcast, he at one point, by the way, they were so bad. And I prefer to listen to Bob and Zoe anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But I did like the whole setup yesterday. I got the Bluetooth speaker out. I went on my phone. I synced it up with the TV.
Yep.
And I had a nice little system going.
Did the same thing.
Yeah. So
same thing.
I missed the point in the broadcast where Zoe said something like, he must have said, you're going to see some bad football from two bad teams today.
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah. And he went back to that. He said it was going to be some bad football. The Titans won the toss. They elected to receive, which you don't see too much anymore, and they marched right down the field.
Play fake to Pollard, quick throw left. It's caught by Vanette, the tight end, and he's going to take Marco Wilson into the end zone. A dive for a touchdown, Tennessee.
That was the easiest touchdown drive I think we've seen all year. Seriously. Didn't get dunked, quarterback on a scramble, 32-yard run, little leakage to the tight end, pop it to him. Running back runs your most aggressive defensive end over.
Which is, by the way, not again to like pump tires or anything, but Bob and Zoe are so much better than virtually every TV broadcast. And once you like hook in, it's like you can't go back to the TV. Once you listen to them for a little while, that's it. So,
well, they're critical. And again, I listen to a lot of the games, not the Patriots, but like let's say the 4:00 games yesterday on the local broadcast.
Yeah.
I heard the Green Bay broadcast of the Lions game.
yes.
And everyone's like, and I know Zoe's like a homer and like wants them to win, but Zoe could also be very critical. These guys are never critical.
No.
Like they obviously are, like remember Kuhn, Kuhn from Green Bay?
Oh, he's a fullback.
I believe he was a fullback.
Yeah.
He's like their sideline guy, like for the radio.
Okay.
And like everything is like grand. And Green Bay was playing really poorly.
Yeah.
And so, it was a terrible day and they were playing poorly and he didn't have anything negative to say. Yeah. So I will give Sosi and Scott a lot of credit. I do think, in all seriousness, I think that they're the best. The Lions have a good guy.
The Lions have a good guy, but I can't sign off on them being critical because that's really the only local broadcast I listen to other than the our teams here in Boston.
And of course the Jets guys are critical because they cover the Jets.
But there's nothing to be critical about with the Lions lately, so there's not a lot of criticism going down on those broadcasts.
Yeah, I haven't heard it this year really.
Yeah. Drake Maye out there, of course, a week after he was concussed and got out of the protocol, and apparently no issues, at least he doesn't think so.
Shotgun snap play fake. Maye slides left under pressure. He runs it past the 40, 45-50. Maye 45-40, and Drake Maye is tackled in the open field, brought down after a run to the 39 of Tennessee, galloping in the open field after feeling the pressure from his right.
All right, so if you watch a lot of football, yesterday you saw why a guy like Drake Maye is so important because he can run and we'll I know for sure get to it and extend plays. Did you guys see any of the Sunday night football game?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the Colts are hamstrung with Flacco at quarterback.
Yep,
because he can't run.
Yeah.
Like he can't evade the rush. He might have been sacked 8 times yesterday. I'm not like going off on a tangent. It all goes to Drake Maye. Drake May's ability to run the ball like that, and as everyone knows by now, extend plays is something that's absolutely more than ever completely necessary.
And that's the X factor, because as a rookie, he's going to make mistakes. We saw a bunch of them yesterday.
Yeah, he made a lot of mistakes.
But I mean, right after that big run that Hardy just played, he took a bad sack to push them further back, and Sly missed a long field goal. I mean, on 3rd down and long, you can't take the sack that Maye took. Now, these games don't matter really, so it's not damaging, but you see it. And we'll talk about the play later, but he threw a couple of really bad interceptions also, and took a bad strip sack where he should have gotten out of the pocket.
But and they made a big deal about it on TV. You saw like Mason Rudolph can't evade. He's not fast enough to get past.
Yeah.
Because like the days of Brady was just so smart and quick with the ball. Like, he's such an outlier.
But now most every quarterback worth the damn can make up for whatever mistakes he makes by extending the plays, by running for first downs, by making plays like that.
Yeah, I mean, the two best quarterbacks in football are Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. They have that ability.
Lamar Jackson.
And Lamar Jackson, but I would say Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, but Lamar Jackson's great too. And the best rookie quarterback is Jaden Daniels, and you see it. He's the same thing. It's not just running, it's the ability to extend plays. It's so frustrating if you're an Indianapolis fan or if you're a Jets fan to see these old quarterbacks that are immobile because they just are at the mercy of a clean pocket, and they just don't happen very often in the NFL anymore.
Yeah. Well, John, you mentioned the mistakes, and you did too, Fred, that Maye made yesterday. And yes, after the missed field goal, Titans stalled out on their drive, and Pats get the ball back.
3rd and 8 for the Patriots, and Drake Maye dropping back to throw. Pressured, stands in, throws across the middle, intercepted. It's picked off by Amani Hooker at the 50. 45-40, tackled and brought down by Michael Jordan. Back foot throw under pressure.
That's a pressured chuck and duck.
Easy pick for Hooker.
So much pressure he's under here that he just, off the back foot, as you said, Bob, it's sort of one of those chuck and ducks, man.
You know, I got a tingle because they said Amore Hooker. And I used to see an escort named Amore. Love
those prostitutes.
Ooh, I can't get enough.
You know what? They'd level out the interception totals there very, very soon after that Drake Maye interception.
One split left, takes the snap, quick throw to the right. It's a high ball, and it's going to be deflected, intercepted.
You dummies.
Another pass, and this one's a pick.
Good
with
for
the
you.
deflection into the end zone, and Jelani Tavai has it for a touchback.
He deserved a pick. That's got to be so stupid. First and goal inside the 5, and you're in the gun. Oh, my God. Running bootlegs. You get the back running all over the place. Horse collar tackle, and you throw a pick.
Yeah, the best player on the field is Pollard, their running back. They're running pretty much at will. They get down to the goal line, and they decide to throw 2 plays in a row.
Mason Rudolph is terrible.
Yeah, he's not
terrible. He got bailed out. There was one ball that should have been picked that wasn't, and then there was that one right there where it was a slant at the goal line that was so high his receiver had no chance to bring that in, and it was an easy tip drill interception.
Yeah.
He's awful.
That would lead to a Patriots field goal and make it 7-3. The end of the half is when the bad football really started. Just a botched end of the half series with back-to-back runs that didn't make sense. There was a bad punt. It was not good. It was not fun to watch. Let's just skip ahead to the fourth quarter. Okay.
You don't want to talk about that?
I don't. I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. We'll just
we'll move on.
We'll skip to another. I don't even know so much if I would call this a mistake, but it was a bad play for the Patriots.
Maye takes the snap from the 32. He pumps left, and now he's pressured, and the ball is knocked loose. It's going to be recovered by Hasty. No, he couldn't cover up the football. He had a shot at it. And then scrum ensues, and the Titans say they have it. Drake Maye gave it a pump. He tried to slide up. He was hit from behind, and he coughed it up. And the Titans have possession.
6 and change up.
Just too much pressure.
He didn't feel the rush behind him.
No.
I mean, that Vidarian Lowe got beat clean, and Maye held on to the ball too long. It's one of those rookie mistakes. You know, it was one of those deals. He had a bad interception earlier. There was that one, and I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but he threw a ball up the left sideline that should have been intercepted. It was basically a pop-up, and it was dropped. These are what you go through with a rookie quarterback.
Right. And watching the other games as we all do around this is the difference right now, because as we'll get to when we summarize all this, the offense yesterday consisted of Drake Maye and not much else. 95 rushing yards on his own. Between his passing yards and his rushing yards, he accounted for all but 15 yards of offense,
something like that.
It's so you've got that. You need receivers to haul down some catches, to run some better routes, and yet you see the good receivers all over the league. And I'm not saying that Drake Maye is perfect and every one of those incompletions should have been caught, but he doesn't have a lot else to help him out right now. The final drive, the one that everyone is talking about, with a minute 45 starting from the 50.
Marcus Jones punt return, put him there.
Marcus Jones,
big
was
day.
fantastic.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He might be an all-pro.
Yes, a 44-yard punt return, and now the Patriots are driving, and they get down to the goal line. They got one last chance.
The snap to Maye. Back 2 steps. Looks to the end zone. He pumps. He backs up. He slides left. He looks in the left corner. Now he rolls to his right. He pulls up in the middle of the field. Drake Maye eludes a defender. Running to his left. Looking to the end zone. Trying to keep the play alive. Falling down. He throws to the end zone. It's caught.
He's got it.
Touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson.
Oh, my God,
Drake Maye kept the play alive when it seemingly was over more than once.
What a play by Maye. It's right. It's left.
Cardona snaps. Behringer holds. The kick is airborne to the uprights, and the kick is good.
Got it. I told you we're going overtime.
Yeah, he did.
All right.
First of all, I don't know why you rushed 3 there. I don't know why you've sacked. You've been having a great deal of success getting pressure on the kid, and you just rushed 3.
As it was, he still almost got sacked twice.
Yeah, well, I mean,
With 3 rushers.
Well, I got news for you. If someone can elude the rush for 10 seconds, your guys are not going to be able to stay on people.
Right.
Like, it's just not going to happen. But, I mean, again, Patriot fans, this is the future of the NFL. Not Drake Maye. I don't know if Drake Maye is the future of the NFL. He's going to be good. But this is what you need your quarterback to be able to do. They need to get in the end zone. This is it. And to be able to elude the rush, he ran for 95 yards, but to be able to elude the rush like that, but then controversy, because then that gets you within a point. You're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is gassed, as Gerard Mayo said after the game. What would you have done there? Would you have kicked the extra point, or would you have gone for 2 to just win on the road?
I always kick the extra. I always say kick the extra point, go to overtime, take your chances. Yesterday, I would have gone for 2.
You absolutely go for 2 there. This team, there are no guarantees the longer you play football. The Tennessee, as bad as they were better than you yesterday. You needed a miracle just to get there. You absolutely go for 2 in the win.
Well, you saw that Mayo said, and you saw in overtime that the Patriots defense was gassed, that they were out of it. And
Tony Pollard is running left and right, and as bad as Mason Rudolph was, he was still able to find receivers. Christian Gonzalez, your number 1 cornerback, had a terrible day yesterday.
Yeah, but they were
Ridley was running free for most of the afternoon.
Well, in overtime, they were running it well. They were just running it down your throat.
Yeah, I would have gone for 2 there.
And, that's the thing, is that I probably would have 2, and then and then they were go ahead to overtime, because it was pretty interesting the way they handled things.
Well, you're talking about the Titans.
No, the Titans ran up. That's unfair to ask you, but the Titans, ran it well. They had to settle for a field goal, but then when the Patriots got the ball back, all of a sudden the strategy was, we're just going to chuck it.
Yes.
Which you had plenty of time. I don't understand. Like, all of a sudden they're just chucking it downfield.
I think Gerard Mayo and Alex Van Pelt looked and said, we're not running the football worth a damn, which they weren't.
No, and I think that also was because Joe brought this up, because based on the post-game press conference and everything, was there this idea that the offense was gassed? Like, that everyone... It just seemed like they wanted to get off the field. They just seemed to want to get it down the field and get out of there, which is why you didn't go. I don't know why you didn't go for 2.
Yeah, you should have gone for 2, and the offense had a terrible day.
So just to back up for a second, yes, when Tennessee got the ball in overtime, it's Pollard. There's an incomplete pass. Another one. Pollard. and it's always saying, it's like, just give the ball to Pollard. Why are you trying to any of these passes at all? And they run it right down the field. Nick Folk, love him, still. 25-yard field goal is good, of course.
You're leaving out one thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. The Tennessee would have scored a touchdown, but they had a fumbled snap that forced them into third and long.
Yes.
So,
and then when the Patriots get the ball, Maye incomplete to Hunter Henry, the one guy that you should be able to depend on. He did scramble and ran it himself on the second play, but the play that essentially ended the game.
Drake waits on the snap and takes it. He drops back. Maye has time initially. Loads up, throws a deep ball. He's got a man downfield, Booty, but it's intercepted. Hooker has it. His second pick of the day. Game sealer for Tennessee.
Keep your head up, kid. Ain't see the backside. Shoot. And boy, look at them all. Look at the team going over to Drake Maye. The entire team.
The Titans win it 20-17.
Yeah.
Maybe the folly of trying to pass the ball there in overtime, but also the notion that going for it and going for the win at the end of the game. This is the point of the season where you say, yeah, that's probably not going to hurt the psyche of the team. It's not like you engineered this amazing drive and then executed the perfect play to get to 17-16 and that you would be totally deflated by missing the 2-point conversion. I think that lent itself to a really good opportunity to go for two, get what would close to be or would be a walk-off win, and just
put the ball into kids' hands again.
And just
give it to them.
Just get the win that way, as opposed to trying your luck in overtime. You were not lucky yesterday. You really didn't have, other than that last play, which you can't count on happening twice. Go ahead. Let's see if we can get this win here. We'll get two in a row, and we'll feel good about it. I don't know that it was good. This is the part that I would guard against. Had you played a really good game, or you had engineered, a drive there and gotten yourself down there and played really excellent football, and then you're just gonna, pee it away by going for two when you don't have to. You could play for overtime. That wasn't the case. This was a pretty bad game, and you could have gotten a win, and otherwise, you're not going to be deflated if you don't.
Agreed.
That was my only my only emotional thought of it. I have no confidence they would have been able to convert on it.
No, but
give it a shot.
It's experience, if nothing else. And Fred, one thing we saw yesterday was a sea change. This offense has been run, and then pass on third and short, or give the kid third and manageable. Yesterday, it was 2/3 pass to run. And I think, and Mike Reese brought this up after the game, and I agree with him, it's time now to change everything. Just give the kid the football and pass as much as you can, get the ball down the field. Now, he's hamstrung because these receivers are lousy, except for Hunter Henry, but this looks right now like the only way you're going to be able to move the football down the field. Give this kid the football and let him work.
Yep, unless he's running it right. Jeremy, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Fred, so you were asking about that last drive there, of why they were just chucking it. Well, so I have 2 points. One, obviously they had no timeouts left. Their running game was horrible yesterday.
Wait, what? In overtime?
No. Throughout the whole game, and even
no. I was saying just in overtime, they decided to just start chucking it deep. There was the incompletion deep to Henry, which he got his hands on, and then they just chucked it up again, and that was the interception. Yeah.
Right. I guess I see what you're saying, but I'm just saying their short yardage plays really weren't there the whole game. I mean, what's his name? I can't think. Pop Douglas. He was their only go-to that was actually had hands yesterday. And Henry was pretty good. Good. But other than that, they really didn't have anybody. And every screen pass was for a loss or no gain. I think Ramondre Stevens even fumbled one at one point where they recovered it again.
That was a lateral. It was behind him.
Yeah, lateral. Yeah, and he bobbled it.
Yep.
But to your point, yes, they should have definitely went for two because their offense wasn't clicking, and it was by luck of whatever that they actually got that last one off in overtime to go to overtime.
Yeah, because if the strategy was, because again, Mayo said after the game that the defense was gassed. So
Right.
Best case scenario, you win the coin flip. You're under the, you're just going to chuck it up. I mean, who knows if that's, who knows if that's going to work? And your defense is they're just going to be able to run on you.
And they're going to give up a field goal anyway.
Right, exactly. So, like, I would have gone for 2 as well. But there is a debate. Dan, go ahead, Danny.
I think it's more of like a reaction, like you said. So if today, they went for it and missed, then it's like, dude, you just take the points and take your chances.
No.
So I think it is reactionary. And I did notice in overtime that it did seem like chuck and duck, but I have a little experience in this. I was playing in the backyard with some fourth graders, and I mean, dinner time was coming. Dinner time was upon us, and I'm like, all right, dude, we just got to chuck and duck, dude. Let's go. And I was heaving it out there, so I get it. I think I understand.
Yeah, those kids can get ornery once the sun goes down.
Yeah.
They start getting hungry, and they want it. Listen, if they would have missed the 2-point conversion, I'm not, throwing a fit and saying that what a terribly coached team it is because they didn't go for 2. I mean, it's certainly a debate, and because just like Tennessee, threw in the red zone and got the interception and and settled for a field goal at one point. Like Tennessee can point back and go, well, we won the game. So I'm not like throwing a fit. I'm just thought it was an interesting debate. Do you go for 2? Because it's more of a logic thing. Like what do you think is better? Do you think that do you go for 2 there, or do you take the extra point and take the points and go to overtime?
I'm glad we were rewarded with this kind of ending because I can unequivocally say that's the worst football game I've seen all season.
Oh, yeah, all season.
All season.
Yeah, but not
bad penalties to bring
not
plays
last
back,
year.
bad quarterback play for the first 3 quarters. I mean, Mason Rudolph missed a couple of wide open guys. We mentioned Gonzalez. I mean, Calvin Ridley had a couple of drops in there. I mean, Drake Maye, before he got his act together on the final drive, was missing open guys. Polk had his wide array of mistakes, a drop, and then a couple of bad penalties. Have you ever seen a wide receiver take off for a false start by running down the field? Have you ever seen that before in your life?
It's pretty
Kendrick
funny.
Bourne did that. He sprinted 10 yards down the field on a false
The announcers
start.
actually did a good job on that. Just saying,
I've
like,
never seen that before.
They were like, how can that happen? You're going on the snap of the ball. Like, you're not listening to cadence. Like, you're literally looking at the ball.
Just took off.
And he just took off, which is pretty funny. Listen, if you're a Patriot fan, 2 things yesterday. Obviously, the play of May. I really think that he's going to be good, and it's certainly exciting. I mean, it's very special. I hope you appreciate that you probably hit on this kid, and just he's got everything that you need physically, and he seems to be composed. You got those, and I also liked how involved Mayo was with the defense vocally on the field during that game. Like, Mayo is very much in charge of that defense, which I think is good. And this is all learning stuff. Like the Jet game, like, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose it. Well, because it's just that you stayed in. You'll learn how to win.
Yeah.
You'll learn how to win. You just don't know how yet. All right, we got a break.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.